Hello, everyone. I am hoping that you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right? Is everything? uh, I apologize. I'm at a Starbucks. If the music is too loud, let me know. If y'all are, I see a couple of you are here. Let me know in the chat how this sounds. Um, Hopefully, you can hear me fine over the music. So I'm just hanging out. I'm gonna wait for a minute or two, let some people file in. Because it's Sunday morning. Let's get together on this morning and hang out. You guys hear me okay? Anyone? Bueller? How's my audio? Someone tell me. Make sure that I'm not just talking to myself here. But anyways, I guess I will just start talking and hopefully you can hear me. Everyone's shy in the chat. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Yeah. Well, let's see. I can hear you. Okay, good. You can hear me. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Alien Hexican. I appreciate you. And thanks for the kindness. That's really been a recurring theme. It's just the kindness of people and how awesome this whole community is. I was just kind of like freaking out last night. Basically, what happened is I was driving from California back to Austin. It's a drive that I do often, so it's not something that I'm not that I'm not used to it or whatever. But yeah, um, basically, as I was driving last night, it was probably like 9:30, 10, and I was going along, and I'm accelerating, and all of a sudden I start hearing like click, 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 as I'm accelerating, and it's not accelerating. So I turned my hazards on, and I got in the slow lane, and I just started to pull over to the side of the road. Good morning, Academaciated. I love that name. Every time I see it, it's so smart. It's a smart name. So yeah, so I luckily I have AAA. As someone who's on the road often, that's definitely something that I invest in, and they have saved my butt several times. Especially like recently, this trip, man. This trip from Austin to Cali and back has been the most eventful in terms of things going pear shaped. On my way out of Texas, I blew a tire and had to get all my tires changed. So I'm glad that I did that because gotta be safe. And then now on the way back, right before I'm getting into Texas, this happened. So I think that I did a dumb thing, and because I drive so often and so much, like the last time I got an oil change was too long ago, and I might have run out of oil. That's why this is me. This is me right now. It's my own damn fault, Like it's very easy car maintenance. Like I have an uncle that's super into cars, and he's just like, just get your oil changed every 3 to 5,000 miles. Like that's the easiest way to upkeep and make sure that your car is going to run for a good long while. And I didn't do that. So I'm basically here. I am chilling in Las Cruces. I am waiting to hear from the auto body shop to find out what the what the issue is. What's up, Franklin? Good morning. Grand Theft SJ, indeed. That's me. It's my life. Um, y'all. So one of the things that I've talked about a little bit with the shuttle project is creating Hexico now. And that's part of the title of this, is that I'm just dreaming of Hexico. I think that we really can start to create a network before, years before, Richard, that's way down the line for him, right? Like to actually establish some kind of nation state where we can all live peacefully with our hex, you know, hex stakes coming out. It's going to take a while for that to happen. And that doesn't mean that we can't just start. We should just start getting together and figuring out, like who's where and who wants to help with what. And, um, you know, how is it that we can create that kind of community while we are all scattered, right? Like, what's the best way for us to be able to rely on one another and be there for one another, which is, again, what I have seen, which just makes my heart so happy, is that this community really comes through, and it's unfortunate that there have been people that have taken advantage of that. I remember seeing in Telegram a while back that there was kind of a scam. Like there was someone that had said they were a Hexican, or just had like come to like ask, like saying that they had family somewhere else that needed help, or there was someone else that they were trying to get money for. And then whoever that person was received money from a Hexican and then went into a different Telegram chat and was asking, like basically was trying to ask for the same amount of money again from different people, but like didn't realize that, like there's Hexicans watching, these chats and stuff like that. So, that is the unfortunate side of it. But the beautiful thing is that, we are here for one another. And when you see, things happening like Maddie Allen getting in a car accident, Kyle, not Kyle R, the actor, also just got in a car accident. And the cool thing is that, yeah, like, people may or may not ask for help, but I see that Hexicans are always willing to offer help. And that is the beautiful thing, right? Like, and there are a lot of Hexicans that are behind the scenes, that do not talk about themselves publicly, that do not offer things publicly, but privately they are there, and they are, more than willing and able and wanting to help other people. So all that to say that I'm just grateful. I'm just super grateful to be here and to have, all of these people. And it's like about family. I mean, I just talked about that coming from San Diego and doing all the Hex birthday stuff. It was really just, it's like I'm addicted. I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to this community. When I leave, it's like withdrawals. I miss everyone. I miss that I have this group of peers who I can talk to openly about nearly anything. And there's either someone that's going to be on that same page, or someone that's open-minded enough to have that discussion about, whatever it is that I want to talk about. Because y'all are the smartest. Like, this is the smartest group of people that I've ever had the pleasure of, like, having in my life and being around. So it's phenomenal. I'm going to say what's up to the chat a little bit here. Hello, Will C. How you doing? Yes, much gratitude. Super. And that's another thing. Like, I think a lot of us come from that mentality of gratefulness and being appreciative of what it is that we have and what it is that we hold financially, but also socially, right? Like, we have the strongest community in crypto. And I'm going to argue that we have the strongest community outside of that as well. I mean, like, where else do you find this kind of camaraderie where people create all of these events? I'm sure that there's a thing, someone can probably give me an example, but I'm sure, like where people are constantly creating events. We have all these different little like Telegram chats, right? Like the Hex Texas chat, the Hex Foodies chat. I'm trying to think of some other, there's a group of drum and bass heads, like Genglists, that are all Hexicans as well. Like, that's the greatest thing. So yes, hello, gratitude. Let's see, Franklin says, let's see, for now it looks like we are heading for multiple Hexico locations. People sort of want to stay scattered based off preference. That's true. That's very true. I do think there is going to be a legit Hexico, like, I don't know where, but it sounds like Richard really wants to do that, and I will go. I will be there 100%. That is where I can see myself in the future. But I know that there is a group of people in Texas. Some are looking into land, perhaps setting something up out there, which is great because that's local to me right now. So I would be really happy to see that happen. Oh yeah, Franklin says I will start Hexico in Brazil. Please do it. That's a beautiful thing. You know, we can all have that. Can be Hexico can also be, and as of now is decentralized as well, right? Like we're gonna have our own little clusters kind of all over the place, and then whoever wants to eventually, move to the Hexico, whatever that is, wherever that ends up being, we can do that. Yeah. So speaking of Hexico and New Mexico, D Bunny right here is sitting right across from me, right there. I don't know. You probably don't want to play with camera. Can I turn it around? No. So coolest thing is, again, this freaking community. So last night, after the car broke down, I was just like, man, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't know anybody out here, and I'm a very independent person. Like, I don't rely on many people for much, but I feel like even though I didn't really need anything, I just really wanted to know that maybe someone was there in case I did. So this sweet, sweet lady reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm not far. Unfortunately, I had fallen asleep before I saw her message. But, she had offered me a place and was like, hey, like anything you need, I'm here. So we met up this morning at Starbucks and we're chilling, waiting to find out what's going on with my vehicle at this point. And that, y'all, that is Hexico right there, is knowing that you can go kind of anywhere in the world right now. There are people in Germany, there are people in Asia, like Hexasians, like we are all over the place. And I want to use this as an example to encourage others to not be afraid to ask. There's a book that I read that was really life-changing for me, and I called it my Bible for a little bit. It's by a woman named Amanda Palmer. It's called The Art of Asking. And she really goes into how important it is that we feel that we have the right and the ability, and those aren't the right words. But what I'm trying to say is, like, don't be afraid to reach out to your community, to do things together, and to, be like, hey, like, I may or may not need a thing, but it's good to know that I have someone, in this space that is there and is willing to help. And for me now, it's like vice versa, right? Like if any of y'all are ever in Austin or Cali, wherever it is that I am, and I see someone, hey, like I need this thing or I'm looking for this thing, like that, I'm more than happy to help and to assist. And I feel like that's very much a hive mind set that a lot of us Hexicans have. So let's see some more chats. Yeah, Franklin says I will definitely go to Richard's Hexico for sure. You are not alone, friend. Learned that upstairs Kool-Aid's tweet. Yeah, man. So Kool-Aid, if you didn't know, he's who onboarded me. He's how I got here, and he is one of my best friends in the whole world. It's been, in fact, we've really I've known him for 10 years, especially over this last year and a half, just like for me anyways, being an Hexican and like, getting to know this community. It's been really cool to have been his friend in one arena, which was we go out dancing, we both loved our bass, and that's how we met, that's how we really connected. But now that we have this other connection and this whole other community, it's just blows my mind at how strong the community is and how like beautiful my life is because of it. Yeah. So shout out to Kool-Aid. Thank you so much for retweeting that. And shout out to Wales Only One. He also did retweet it, and I don't know, who found what where, but now I'm here and I'm safe and I'm doing good. I had a little bit of tea this morning. Oh, hey, that's my screening my Wild SJ appears. That's cute. So yeah, I just wanted to say hi, let everyone know that I'm okay now. Let's see what's going on in the world. What else do I want to talk about? I don't know. You guys have any questions? Anyone have any questions for the Wild SJ? I am. I was hoping to get to Texas tonight, get back to Austin, and there's actually a drum and bass show that I wanted to go dance to. So that's why I was like pushing it to get back right away. I don't know if that's going to happen now. Luckily, I have this handy dandy link that they sent me for Pet Boys. So let's see. That's where the car's at instead of Pet Boys. So let me cover this up. There you go. Vehicle in process. So that's where we're at. That's what's going on. Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to hear. So I thought, why don't I have some people wait with me? Come hang out and wait, and we'll find out what's going to happen. I have almost finished. I think I say this every time that I stream, but I'm almost done with Live. I went through a couple days ago and changed all this stuff. Every time you use this stuff, it's like, okay, there's got to be a better word for stuff. Fixed that. The last thing I was doing, I think, was using things, like making sure that if you can actually put a term to whatever it is Richard was talking about, instead of using things, like I'm trying to do that as well. But I also, again, caveat that while I send messages to Richard, whether or not he reads them, he never replies. But I let him know, I was like, hey, the way that I'm editing this, I want to keep your voice, but I also want it to be publishable. Like I want it to be a readable book when it's in print form, because it sounds a lot just like he's talking, which is fine and good. And I think there are, like, there's a place for that, right? Like I don't need to edit it completely, so that it sounds more robotic or whatever. Like I want it to flow like a conversation as if Richard is talking to you. So that is what I'm trying to balance, right? I want to make sure that the text flows well and that it makes a lot of sense, because there are some sections where you can see that he's just kind of talking and he's shooting from the cuff, but he's either said the word things 15 times in 2 sentences, or he's changed who's speaking or who he's speaking to. So to make that flow well and keep it so that it sounds like Richard is speaking or has written, obviously he's the author. It's challenging. It's definitely something but obviously I'm up for it. I am really glad that I decided to undertake this, and that it's something that everyone so far, once it's out, I think it'll be great. I think that a lot of people are going to appreciate this more condensed. And I didn't take much out. Like I haven't excluded chapters or things like that. I just made it flow better. So it's going to be you're going to be able to read it in a more, and it's, of course, if you've read Sci-Fi or seen it at all, it is very chunky, right? It's just like, here's a chunk about how to use toilet paper so that your poop doesn't splash. And then here's a chunk about how to make money, via sales or whatever. So it is still sectioned out like that. However, I removed a lot of passages that repeated themselves. I removed things where he was obviously going to try to expand upon it and then never did. Richard has so much going on with all these things that he wants to do. And what I see is that he is basically trying to get things going and get them up and running, and then kind of like hand them over, and then move on to the next thing. So I remember watching streams and hearing him talk about how he wants to get back to Sci-Fi once Pulse Chain launches, But now he's got this museum. Um, he's talked about building Mexico. So while this is his book and this is his baby, at the same time, he's not able to put any more thought or time into it. To be honest, like that's kind of the vibe that I get, right? Because I ask him questions. I'm like, hey, like, do you think? Sometimes I try to get from him like, what were you trying to say here? And just silence. It's because it's not fresh in his mind. One thing I have asked, in fact, yeah, man's busy as hell. I was asked earlier about. I just lost my train of thought. Sci-fi. Let's see. Yeah, I don't remember. It's fine. It'll come back to me. Let's go back to that. Keithan. Hello, Keithan. Where are most Hexicans based? So I can't tell you exactly, but I do believe that the two largest communities of Hexicans are Texas and California. I think Texas might have the largest, like, per state numbers of Hexicans. And then California is way up there too. Because I know that both of those, and I'm in both of the Telegram groups because that's where I spend most of my time. I grew up in California, live in Texas now. So while I travel back and forth, I try to go to meetups at both places. I love that. And that, I think, kind of would lead me to believe that those are two of the largest communities. There, I think, I'm trying to think of other countries and things like that where I know that there's a lot of people. But yeah, so basically, yeah, to answer your question, Cali, Texas, lots of Hexicans in those two areas. Yeah, talking about Richard, it's busy as hell. He sure is. He sure is. Mexico. Yeah, Keithan says, okay, that's cool. At one point, it felt like it was Mexico or something. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a huge base in Mexico. There's a streamer, Base Wafu, I think is what she goes by. And she does a lot of Spanish speaking. I don't know where she is based, but that, I believe, Mexico is probably going to be another hub, or is another hub. We do have a lot of streamers who stream in Spanish, which I love. It's so cool that we have so many people in our community who are bilingual and are catering to their communities. I hear Rails only speaking Spanish. I hear Dory speaking Albanian. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that wrong. I think that's right though. And then just tons. There's tons of people in this community that are doing both, English and whatever their native languages or a different language, which I think we need more of that. We definitely need more of that. If you have, it is Albanian things. If you do have, maybe English isn't your first language and you want to reach out to a community that isn't being told about Hex right now, please do it. That's something that I've heard a lot over the last month, especially with all this junk happening with streamers getting these SEC letters. People are a little scared right now, and I feel like there are this is a great opportunity for anyone who has thought that they wanted to stream or is interested in streaming to do so, because we need you. We need all of the voices, right? Like, no one's going to stream like I do about Sci-Vive and Richard and not talk about Hex or Pulse Chain or any of that. I talk about it as if, because it's something that I've invested in, and every now and then, like, I might bring it up, but you're not going to, like, people who watch my content aren't people who don't know who Richard is. Basically, like, you have to go down the rabbit hole to find my content. So I want to encourage any of you out there who want to bring more value to this community and want to, onboard people in mass, like, please do it, because we need everyone. Like, Hexico is an inclusive space. It's a decentralized, inclusive community, and we need more streamers, not less. So bring your own unique voice to this space. And we're just going to keep growing together, and it's going to be beautiful. Hello, Hexiest man of the world. How are you? Good to see you. Good day, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. What's up on the replay? Let's see. Keithan says, the community is growing. I'm Bahamas based. There are 2 other new Hexicans that I know of. Nice. Yeah, I do believe there are a few Hexicans out there in the Bahamas. And definitely let us know. Do you know about the cruise, Keithan? Do you know we're coming to the Bahamas? So for those of you that may not know yet, there is going to be a Hex cruise. You know what? Hold, please. I'm going to find out right now because I have talked about this cruise a few times, and every time I talk about it, I say, oh, I need to know what it is. So we're going to find out right now. Hex meetups. It is in April. March, April. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so April 24th. At 7 a.m. is when we depart, y'all. Ship sails April 24th through April 28th. That is the Hex cruise. Tell them SJ sent you. You can sign up and reserve a room right now. I don't believe there is a payment. There might be like $100 holding fee. Maybe I might get that wrong. Again, I should look into these things before I talk about them. But it's going to be great. From what I understand, we already have a bunch of the suites rented out. There's maybe 70 people signed up so far, and there should be more. We need to take over this cruise ship and just have a blast. I've never been on a cruise before. I have been to the Bahamas once, so I am actually really excited to get back. The one thing I remember very fondly is being on the beach in the Bahamas and like putting my toes in the sand, and it feels like powdered sugar. I was calling it. I have powdered sugar toes. The sand is so fine and just beautiful and white, and the water is crystal clear. Oh, I'm super looking forward to it. And then just being on a ship with family, to me, Hexicans are family, and I couldn't ask for a better family to be around. So yeah, say more. What's up over here? What is up, JP? Hola, buenos días. Sí, hablo español un poco. Nice. Yeah, Franklin says we need some people to translate the Hex site into other languages, and that's the thing, y'all. This SEC shit is ridiculous because no one's getting paid. Richard isn't paying anyone. Hex is not a company. We are doing this work ourselves. Right? So, work I do a sci-vibe, doing all these sci-vibe quotes. Any streamer who's out there promoting Hex, the KSB.TV team, all the shit that they do, they're not getting paid by Richard. Someone needs to translate the Hex site into other languages, and maybe you're the one to do it. Don't wait to be wanting to get paid for things. Like, we're building this now, and we need people now to do things so that this message and the real DeFi that we're a part of can get out to more people who need it. Especially in other countries. I think that's such a huge untouched market, depending on where it is that you're from. So definitely, Franklin, I 100% agree with that. Let's see. That says, can't wait for the Hex cruise. Are you gonna go on the cruise? That'd be kind of cool. Just like cruise yourself back and forth, or like fly to. I think we're going out of Miami. Fly to Miami, then cruise yourself back to the Bahamas. That would be fun. What is up, DMT? Good day to you. Good to see you. Ooh, how do you say this? Eleuthera? Is that in the Bahamas? That sounds beautiful. I want to go to a pink sand beach. So I spent some time in Puerto Rico, and I know that they have several different colored sand beaches. Like, there's a black sand beach there. There might be a pink sand beach. I'm going to go there again in February. Very excited about that. I miss Puerto Rico so much. Pensacola Beach has powdered sugar sand. Nice. Very cool. On the opposite end of the spectrum, I've been to St. Augustine, Florida, and the sand there is like candy. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's like like those. You guys remember those hard candies that were like all these different colors, really intricate, like really pretty pieces of hard candy? That's what the sand in St. Augustine reminds me of, because it's the shells haven't broken down enough to become really sand yet. They're still like little shell pieces. So you just like it feels like you're holding jewels in your hands. It's beautiful. Let's see, entire beaches of pink sand. Nice. Oh, pro-life tip, Franklin, good idea. Because actually, I was going to talk about that yesterday on a stream, and I couldn't get anything to work. So Franklin says, this is unrelated, but pro-life tip. I just found out making eggs in an air fryer is a game changer. That sounds good. I would eat that. Sounds good. Air fryers are cool. So speaking of pro-life tips, pro-life tips. Speaking of tips for life that are professional, one thing that y'all, I have been a road warrior for years. I travel and drive all over the place all the time, and I did not take advantage of this pro tip until yesterday, and now I feel silly because when you're on the road, it's hard for me, anyways, because of the way that I eat. Right, I don't do fast food. I don't go to McDonald's. Like, it's just not a thing that I do. So to me, fast food is maybe going to pick up a sandwich at Trader Joe's. If there's a Whole Foods in the area, every now and then I'll treat myself and like do a little Whole Foods food bar, um, which that does have hot food. But for the most part, it's cold food that I'm eating, right? So I've got a lot of snacks, protein bars, nuts, and I'll bring. I started to bring these little rice pouches with me because those are easy to just open up and eat if I'm really hungry, right? And I just like don't have the time to really stop anywhere and get like a decent meal. And I went to Trader Joe's a few days ago, and aside from the little rice packets I have, I picked up at Trader Joe's these little Indian food like packets that they have. So just kind of ready to eat if you wanted to eat it cold. But here's the pro-life tip: microwaves. There are microwaves. I mean, I don't. Okay, this may be kind of not controversial, but like some people may be like, okay, SJ, I don't like to microwave things. I don't. If I'm at home and I have the choice, I'm gonna just heat it on the stove top or put it in the oven. But when you're traveling and you want something hot, especially traveling in the winter, right? I don't want to eat a salad every day, or with that's hard too. Like it's hard to get a salad. Sandwiches are the easiest things. But convenience stores, almost all of them have microwaves, and some of them maybe like I looked at a Reddit thread that talked about this, and it seems like for the most part is that they don't really care. Like the microwave I used, it actually I put the two pouches. So I put the rice pouch and the Indian food pouch, put them in the microwave together, and I microwaved it for like 60 seconds. And as I was microwaving, I saw a note on top that was like, "This is for the convenience store food or the employees only. Like, don't be bringing your food from home." And put it in our microwave, and I was like, I already did. Sorry. So I just went ahead and did it. They didn't say anything, and I'm guessing that that's going to be the case in many places. From the Reddit thread that I was reading, someone was like, "Yeah, I worked at a convenience store. Like, we don't really care. Just like don't make a mess." So, pro tip: if you want a hot meal on the road, know that you can bring your like pre-made stuff that is microwavable and just use a convenience store microwave. Brilliant. So smart. Let's see. Worst part about microwaving eggs is cleaning the bowl. I wouldn't microwave eggs. I can't do that. I love your icon, by the way, Team Deep Ending. There's a book that I read, and I'm gonna his name. You might even know this book. It's all about permaculture design, and it has this on the cover. So you know who that is. Put that in the chat. And thanks for your comment. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there were any like really awesome other tips. Since I'm talking about it, I might as well run through the pro tips that I have in general. So for people that are on the road or like to be a gypsy like myself, when you're out and driving, to stay safe, stop at places that are 24 hours. So I just, actually, I'll go into that in a second. hotels. Um, so hotel lobbies, and this is a lot of this is once I have the shuttle up and running, right? Like I'm gonna have a toilet, like a composting toilet in the shuttle. I will hopefully have a shower in the shuttle as well, and then you're more self-contained, right? Doing the van life, you have a lot more options when you are able to take showers in your vehicle and use the bathroom in your vehicle. So this is more for anyone who is just kind of traveling in your car, going from place to place, and you don't really have like a shower or bathroom. So over the years of all my traveling, I have found that any hotel you can go park in their parking lot mostly and not get harassed. And if you need to use the restroom in the middle of the night, you can get up, and the hotel, almost all hotel lobbies have a bathroom. So easy. Casinos. Casinos are open 24/7. They have bathrooms. I've never been harassed at a casino or bothered sitting in my car there. Um, Walmart used to be a lot more convenient because they were open 24 hours, but I've found over the last year or two that there are a lot less Walmarts that are open 24 hours. So if you know you're going to kind of sleep through the night and not have to use the restroom, Walmart is an option. Or Cracker Barrel as well. Cracker Barrels are good places because there's a lot of, it's like a known spot for truckers, and they park there. So on that same note, truck stops, also very convenient. If you are going to sleep at a truck stop or a Cracker Barrel or any of the places where there's going to be a lot of those big trucks, just be cautious of where you park. Try to park away from them because a lot of them will run their engines at night, and you don't want to be breathing that exhaust while you're sleeping. I've had that happen a couple of times, and it was just not a good thing. So there's all those places. I'm sure there's something else, but then the cool thing that I just did is I joined a Planet Fitness. So Planet Fitness open 24/7, and go in there and use the bathroom. I can take showers while I'm on the road. I'm probably going to keep it until the shuttle's done, maybe even longer, because I actually also work out. Believe it or not, I've been using the gym, which has been nice. I've not been a gym person. I don't really. I would prefer to go outside and walk or run or do something active outside. But as it's getting colder, that is a lot more difficult to do. So I was like, you know what? I might as well just join this gym. And oh, y'all, I am so glad that I did. They have, so you can either pay $10 a month for their like basic plan, or you can upgrade for 14 more bucks. It's like $24 a month, and you get their Black Card Spa access, which is great. I'm telling you, it seems really silly, but I love it because they have these two machines that I use. They have a couple other things. They have tanning beds, which I'm not. I feel like that's not good for you. And then they have like one of those massage chairs that has like the little things in it that massage you. But the other things they have there's one called a total body enhancement. It's called like Angel Spa. It uses red light it's supposed to tone your skin. I've looked into it. The jury's kind of out on whether or not it works, but if you ever see people who have these like masks that emit red light and they put them up to their face, it's supposed to help. If anybody has info on that too, on this red light therapy, I would love to know your thoughts and if you know that it works or not. But the red light is supposed to help decrease wrinkles and make your skin look better. And then do you guys remember? there's these old school machines, right, where you see this person standing on this machine. They've got this belt strapped around them, and it's like shaking them like this. And it used to be like a weight loss gimmick or whatever. They said it would help you. It would help you with your weight loss. I don't think it really does. But this machine, so that you stand in this machine, and there's these lights all around you, and then there's handles either like on the top. And I've used, because I'm traveling, right? So I've used 3 different Planet Fitnesses now. Yeah. And they're all kind of a little different, but one of them you hold the handles on the top, or like you just like grab onto these bars. And so there's a plate on the bottom that your feet are standing on. So you got this red light emitting all around you, and then you're like shaking a little. It's supposed to like tone you. I don't know. However scientifically, if those things work or not. Again, if you have any info on that, let me know. But it's fun either way. And then, so I'll do my workout, and then I do my red light therapy, and then I go take a shower, get all ready for my day, and then before I leave, I go use the hydro massage. Just that alone to me is worth $24 a month, y'all. Like I was paying at one point, I was paying for Massage Envy, like $75 a month to get one massage a month. For $24, I can go every day. And I know it's different, right? It's not the same, but it is glorious. So that is a super pro tip thing that I just going to go back to chat. Hello, and thanks for tuning in, everyone. I really appreciate it when you do, and it means a lot to me that I have support. Like the more involved I am with this community, the more I see that this is really where I'm spending the rest of my life. We say the next 15 years, but in reality, those stakes keep ending and we keep restaking. And, we are really building something magical here. We are really building a community, which is so beautiful that's the one thing that Richard is most proud of, right? It's not the fact that Hex has 100% uptime. It's not that he's made people rich. Yeah, he's done all that, but he's created a community that's unstoppable, and that is so bonded together and looks out for one another. I did a dumb thing and firstly drank too much, and then I forget that I get heat sick. I'm really heat sensitive, right? So at the party in San Diego, I was in the jacuzzi and then I was out of the jacuzzi, just like trying to get myself together because I had a little tipsy and then overheated. And Kool-Aid, my sweet, sweet friend, comes to my rescue and is like, okay, let me just scoop you up and take you out. We're going to get a sandwich in your face and everything's going to be fine. And it was. And that's what I love is that we seem to be, at least for the most part, a community of people who are very like-minded and who really want to look out for one another. So with that in mind, let's go back to the chat over here. Powdered sugar sand. I love it. Let's see. Hey, Red Squirrel, oi, oi, what is up? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Oh, interesting. So this is kind of going back to the pro tip about eating hot meals. Franklin says they got this portable heated lunchbox on Amazon for $30. Plug it into the cigarette part charger in your car. Game changer. Do cars still have those? I mean, the one I have has one, yes. But I feel like those cigarette lighter things are going away a lot, which is kind of a bummer. But there's still usually the outlet is still there. It's just not the cigarette thing anymore. That's what it is. There's usually not the actual cigarette lighter, but you have that port to plug in. That's a great tip as well. And along those lines, there was a device that I found once that didn't work very well. And if anyone has an alternative to this, I'd love to know. It's a little metal, it's like a metal P shape, and then it's got a handle, and you put it in your hot water, and you're supposed to be able to plug it into that same port and get enough heat so that it heats your water. But it's never worked for me. It never worked out well enough to actually make my water hot enough. So my hack for that is just going to a Starbucks or somewhere. You can also at gas stations, a lot of times, if you look at where their coffee station is, they'll have a hot water spout. So you get hot water from there, go to Starbucks, ask them for some hot water. So another pro tip. Let's see. Oh, hello. Hamida Focus. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. I've never seen your name before. And Hamida, I hope I'm saying that right, says, it's been a while since I follow our agent is crypto. I'm from North Africa. Welcome. I really want to bring more people by social media, but unfortunately our country doesn't allow us to use it. Dang. That's nuts. And I forget about that. In different places, you're censored. You're censored, and you don't have the same tools that we have, here in the U.S. or in Europe, different places. So this right here, community, what can we do? What's a good way? Hamada, honestly, if you haven't already heard about it, there is a group on Telegram that does the hex postcards. That is a good way. In fact, Richard talks about it often. Like that's one of the main things that he's been promoting is this postcard group. Because direct mailing people, that's one of the number one ways for you to actually get the word out is using direct mail. I would highly suggest that you join the Hex Postcards Telegram group. Let me see if I can get you the link real quick. I'm going to do that because they're great. There's a lot of really active people in that group, and it's called Hex Postcards. Um, so share the link, copy the clipboard. Let's post that right over here. Oh, that's not right. I just posted not the link. Hold on. Let's post it. Copy the clipboard, share link. Hopefully this is actually right. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So t.me so the link is t.me/hex postcards. And they are talking about the postcards in there. I do believe that Eco Davin, has been talking also about just handwritten notes, really making it more specialized, and you're targeting specific people. So super cool way to spread the word is check out direct mailing. Richard talks a lot about that. Yes, hello Benny, good to see you. Hello Harmonic Hexican, good to see you. Thanks so much, appreciate it. When I'm up and running and doing my Women Crush Wednesdays again, Harmonic Hexican, I'd love to have you on sometime because I love your stuff. Your content is fun. I think we have a lot in common. Basically, I think we'd have a good chat. Max says, hope you're okay. Everything will work out. They have catchers in New Mexico. Maybe I'll hit him up and be like, hey, come have lunch. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm super happy that I got to meet a new Hexican and we're just hanging out, and happy to be here with y'all. Appreciate it. DMT says, pro tip, Love's Truck Stop has RV parking for your van away from the trucks. Clean showers, open 24/7. Yep, healthy salads and stuff. They don't care if you stay 2 to 3 days. That's a big thing, especially once I am shuttling and driving around in that thing, because I know that I will be more. I'll be traveling a lot, but I also will probably want to have it parked in certain places for days at a time. So that's a big thing is once you're actually, what's it called? Overlanding? I think that's the term when you're just cruising along in your vehicle. There are a lot of places that don't allow you to park for more than a certain number of hours or more than a certain number of days. Another great resource, if you are into that kind of van life and overlanding, is a app called iOverlander. Let's type it in the chat here. Overlander. So that's the name of the app. And it's similar to Waze and other user inputted apps. It's a database of places all over the states. I haven't looked, obviously, I haven't done it in other places, so I don't know if they have it in other countries. But it's a database that is kept up by users, and it'll let you know where you can park overnight. If you're trying to park your van, you're trying to do stealth camping. So it has everything from places that people kind of just parked and they figured it out to official campgrounds, if that's more your style. There's several different filters that it has on there where you can, set it up as oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pay to go to an RV park, or hey, I don't want to really pay. Is there anywhere in or outside the city where I can just park the van overnight? So also a great resource. I love this. SJ giving us a preview into her spaceships. Y'all, for real, this shuttle is going to be a spaceship for the moon for Hex. It's going to be a driving advertisement. The next step is it hasn't been purchased yet because we're still making sure that it's going to run well and that I'm not going to need to put a ton of money into it to get it running. So latest update is the battery I purchased worked. So the shuttle I need to I just want to keep calling it shuttle. Shuttle, 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 shuttle. It's a shuttle. It's a shuttle to the moon. And funny enough, it is a shuttle. Like it's an actual, like the vehicle itself was a shuttle. So it works out. So um, I'm going to hopefully be back in Austin by tonight or tomorrow. And Side Effects, who, if you don't know or follow him yet, follow him on Twitter. I'll put his handle down at the bottom too. But he's a great dude, good friend of mine, great mechanic. So he's supposed to come out and help me once we get the battery. It should start, and then we're gonna plug some things in and find out what's going on with it and see if it needs any more like major maintenance, or if I'm just gonna be able to start tooting around driving it. I'm very excited about it. Let's see. Harmonic Hexican says I had a hydro massage once in Vegas and it was amazing. Yeah, I love that you can adjust the pressure and the speed at which it goes and like where it's at on your body. Oh, it's lovely. It makes me super happy. Oh, Franklin says, SJ, I was a trainer at Planet Fitness once upon a time. I didn't tell you all, but the code to start up the hydro. I'm hiding that. That's fantastic. That's pretty funny. So I can just like go in there and like not have to ask anyone and be like, boop, 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 boop. Thanks. What's up, the only one you know? Good to see you. Hex and Hexicans are amazing. 100%. 110%. I always seem to miss my. I haven't been doing many lately. I tried yesterday twice to do a live stream and had a bunch of issues because I'm trying to do it on mobile, and I realized that these headphones, they don't work. It's like something between the Bluetooth and like trying to do it on my phone, just screws it up. And I didn't think about how I don't need to have headphones. It's just me. I don't need to hear anybody. So what I should have done was just spoken through my the phone microphone. Anyway, that was yesterday. But I do hope to be doing a lot more streaming in the future. So you won't miss me too much. I'll be around. John Jay in the UK says, "What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in, John Jay. Good to see you again." Let's see. Those cars are a thing. Those cars are a thing. What you talking about? I don't know what that means. Oh, you are welcome. Pump It Up says, thanks for the link. You are super welcome. Yeah, definitely join that, and you'll get a lot of help there. They are great at designing. In fact, I really want to, when I have some time, I'd like to sit down and design a postcard myself because I'm actually really good at that kind of stuff. In terms of text, like what to say and how big the font should be and all that. Like I'm not great at design in general. Like maybe I'll just be able to like give someone kind of like bullet points and like an idea of what I want and they can design it. But one thing I have a good knack for is taking lots of information and making it bullet points. So basically like I like using Kool-Aid as an example for this. So I take a Kool-Aid, idea or thought, crypto Kool-Aid, and be able to break it down into terms that everyone can understand because his brain is just. I just read Hex on Air is talking about the book. So in Sci-Vibe, as I was talking about a little bit earlier, how Richard just uses thing and things everywhere. Trying to make it happen. Hex Betty, what's up? How are you? Thanks for joining. I don't know what this means. Legal line. I feel like I should know what that means. Anyways, well, y'all, it's been almost an hour. I'm getting hungry. And I have an awesome friend Hexican here that's like just chilling waiting for me. So I'm gonna go. I'm so grateful that you guys tuned in. I just wanted to kind of come out here and let everyone know that I'm okay. It was a little stressful last night just trying to figure out what I was gonna do and where I was gonna go, but Hexicans came through as always. That's why I wasn't afraid to ask because I want to be the kind of person that I see in Hexico. Right? I see that people are appreciative. They are always willing to help and always willing to, take care of one another. So as I'm having these beautiful interactions and moments and having it paid forward to me, you better believe that that is 100% what I'm about. And I cannot wait to have the resources to pay it forward myself and just like keep this amazing snowball of Hexico growing and going. So cool. Yeah, awesome. I'm just looking at a couple other comments and just this one real quick. We'll just go into this and then I'm going to peace out. Kool-Aid's brain runs on booby traps. Thank God you can translate it. The red squirrel. Not many understand Larry. No, not many do, but boy, can he dance. All right, y'all. Well, I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful again for this community. Thank you to everyone who reached out to me, everyone who retweeted my little distress call last night. And I am just over the moon because that's where we're going with the tech shuttle. All right. Stay tuned for that and have a great day, everybody. Keep sci-vibing. Bye.